So this morning I want to talk to you about what makes great customer service. And I'll start out by talking about the consumer electronics that I have in front of me. Logitech, Samsung, Apple. And then you can't see it in the frame, but I'm filming this video on a Samsung Galaxy, which I love. And I've been conflicted between the Android and Apple ecosystems for probably 12 years now. I've been going back between Samsung and Apple products, back and forth, back and forth. And I've realized that I love them both. But my recent experiences with Apple and their customer service team at their physical locations, their physical stores, including their original store, the first store they ever built, which was here in Virginia, it just has been terrible. The customer service has been awful. And going to Apple stores used to be such a joy. I remember picking up my first laptop right before college. My aunt was gracious enough to help me buy my first laptop. And I chose Apple because that was a premium brand and they had a student discount, a student teacher discount that you could take advantage of. I don't think it was significant, but it was enough to get us in the store and interact with the products and then make a purchase. So I'll never forget that. The experience at the Apple store, just how helpful the staff was, how knowledgeable the staff was. The products were bomb-proof. I still have that laptop that I bought back in 2007. Still works to this day. The screen's a little bit glitchy, but I'd say it still stacks up with entry-level computers today. Apple is not like that anymore. Their customer service, from my experience, has been subpar. Not what you would expect from a $3 trillion company. Certainly nowhere near the level of customer service that Amazon has. That's the most equivalent size company I can think of. So there's that. Apple, I avoid going to Apple stores at all costs now. If I want to buy an Apple product, I just buy it online and get it shipped directly to my house because I've had so much trouble picking up items, them not having items in stock, trying to get stuff fixed at the Apple store. And I think the last 2 or 3 times I've gone in there, and granted, I'm tough on my gear. I'm very tough on my gear, but the last 2 or 3 times I've gone in to get something fixed and evaluated, the answer was, "Oh, just buy a new one." That was the answer. There was no. It's like this will be cost prohibitive to fix, so you have to buy a new one. And I did because I felt like I was stuck in the Apple ecosystem at the time. I don't feel that way anymore. Samsung and Apple, their software platforms and intercompatibility with Google and iCloud has converged on purpose. I think it's been a net benefit to Android users in general. And Apple has since lost market share for the iPhone. They used to capture between 25 and 30% of the smartphone market share, and now they're down to 20%. So let me tell you about another recent customer service experience I had with Logitech. Now, it wasn't this keyboard. It was one of their high definition webcams, which I use to record the podcast that some of you all have been so graciously listening to and watching me struggle through the editing process. Logitech just required the serial number of the webcam because I was having some technical difficulties when I was trying to record the podcasts and then use the video from the webcam and the audio from this microphone I'm holding in my right hand. And they sent me a new one. No questions asked. They just asked me for the address and they sent me a new webcam without any intervention from the retailer that I bought the camera from, Micro Center. I was like, wow, okay, so you just required a receipt and a proof of purchase, but that's it. And they sent me a brand new webcam. Even though it wasn't clear whether or not they were the problem. It turned out it was a Windows problem, of course. It was a Windows issue. It was a Windows software update that rendered the camera incompatible with the new software update. Didn't matter. Logitech, they want to delight the customer. I've always had this experience with Logitech. They make great products. The customer service is incredible. So there's you can use a product breaking or a product not working. If you're running a company, you can use that as an opportunity to demonstrate to the customer just how valuable their business is to you. It's all about how the customer feels. And here I am making a video about Logitech and how much I love the products and how I'll probably always be a Logitech customer. The other, near-term example that happened recently was with Salsa. Salsa makes bicycles. They make a variety of steel, aluminum, and carbon frame bicycles. I love their bicycles. I have one. That's what I use to commute on. I have a Salsa Via, which I'll do a video on later, my commuting setup. And I bought a bag from them. It's a little bag that goes on top of the top tube. It's good. It's big enough to hold a pair of sunglasses. That's what I put my sunglasses in there that I use for cycling. I'm going to do a video on sunglasses too, because I'm a sunglass nerd. But I sent them a picture. I sent Salsa a picture saying that the bag ripped. The nylon, the adhesive that holds the nylon together, delaminated and came off. I sent them 2 pictures. I told them what the issue was. No questions asked. They sent me a brand new bag. Not even a replacement bag for what it was. They sent me the latest version of that bag, which is actually superior and probably more expensive. Wow. Now ask me if I'm going to buy another Salsa bike. Absolutely. There's no question in my mind. I was already happy with the products that I had from Salsa. So even if this customer experience didn't go perfect and they didn't send me a new bag, if they just chose to maybe repair the existing bag or give me some tips on how to fix it, I probably would still be a Salsa customer. But they exceeded my expectations. So hats off to Salsa. And these lessons learned, the reason I'm telling you guys this is because I'm in sales. I've been dealing with customers the last 10 years, both successfully and unsuccessfully. And one of the things I failed at early on in my career is I failed to be able to see things from the customer's perspective. And Tim Bussey and I talked about this in my interview with him, but it takes an empathetic person to make that human connection and understand what motivates the person on the other end of the line. And a lot of times you don't get a lot of time with your customers. And so some of the time spent with them is oftentimes dealing with a technical issue or a customer service issue. And you can use this as an opportunity to solidify that relationship you have with your customers, whether you're doing B2C sales, B2B sales, or B2G, so business to government sales. And I've done all 3. And one thing I can tell you is that the underlying principles are the same. If you have an issue with one of your products or services, that is an opportunity to demonstrate to the customer just how important they are and make them feel good about their purchase. And so what I learned fairly recently, I probably should have learned this a long time ago, but that's why I'm sharing this video with you so you can hopefully learn from my mistakes, is that as a young salesperson, I was so focused on expounding upon the benefits of our product or service, or telling them about, how good it was, focused on the product. What I should have been focused on is what problem, customer, are you trying to solve in your business? That is what they want to talk about. What are the top 3 problems related to the product that I sell or the service that I sell that can help you out? And not only help you out, help your organization out. And not only help your organization out, but also make you look good in front of your boss. That should be the frame of reference that you look at with everything when dealing with customers. Is this interaction or this transaction going to be a net benefit to that person in the eyes of their leadership? And if the answer is yes, I think you're on the right track.